Good day everyone! So for this video, I'm going to tackle about the importance of a family tree and the importance of evolution. Isn't it exciting that we're going to talk about our great ancestors who are our forefathers who lived during the ancient times and are no longer present today physically but are present in our spirit and praised by their descendants, and their duty is to guide and protect their descendants. Before we begin, let me share you this quote. A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without a roots, by Marcus Garvey. So, this explains that we should know the importance of a family tree and its evolution. Are you going to ask what family tree is? So, here's mine. On my mother's side, I have my great-grandparents named Emilia Graciano, Felipe Jumampo, Elena Gatud, and Ramon Masendo. The daughter of Emilia and Felipe is my grandma, which is Ligaya, while the son of Ramon and Elena is my grandpa, Hermenegildo, and both they have my mother, Evangeline. Now, let's proceed into my father's side. In my father's side, I have also my great-grandparents named Erlinda Cuevas, Monico Narga, Esther Manalo, and Bartolome Gallardo. From Erlinda and Monico, they have my grandpa, Felicissimo. And from Esther and Bartolome, they have also my grandma, Esperanza. Together, they have my father, Vidal. Then, my mom. So, a phylogenetic tree is a branching diagram that shows evolutionary relationships. These trees, often compared to family trees, are constructed using a variety of evidence, generally using DNA. In phylogenetic trees, sometimes the length of the branches represents time since a group split from each other. A simple family tree would basically constitute of great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, siblings, cousins, and so on, just like I've shown. Nowadays, particularly, the younger generation have become increasingly engaged and interested in learning more about their family history. There are many importance that you need to learn about the family tree. First is better understanding for relationship. The family tree allows you to learn more about your relatives you never met or known. This strengthens your ties with distant relatives who are also members of your family. Second is the sense of identification. Being able to see yourself as the same person in the past, present, and future. Your sense of self or identity is taught to include your beliefs and attitudes, your perception of your abilities. Then, next is the feeling of pride. This is the feeling of satisfaction which you have because you or people close to you have done something good or possess something good. Then, the fourth one is it makes you more resilient. Knowing our family history builds resilience. In learning about our ancestors' lives, we can see patterns of overcoming failures and surviving hard times. Their stories reminds us that surely not everything in life will work easily, that disappointments occur and inequalities exist, but that we can recover, triumph, and find happiness despite hardships. Next is, it helps you connect with others because knowing about one's ancestors, including where they came from and where they live, is fascinating. The last one is it makes you a better human, of course, because your ancestors mold you and without them, you're not here. About inheritance, you may learn you have similar personalities and characteristics with some of your relatives or ancestors, something that as parents we probably will have seen already, because after making this family tree, I've realized that when we look at members of a family, it's easy to see that some physical characteristics or traits are shared. Physical traits are dependent on the genetic material passed on by blood relatives. These traits are also called inherited traits because you inherit them from your parents, grandparents, and other ancestors. And as what I've observed, maybe the traits our family obtained from our ancestors is our nose and eyebrows when it comes to physical traits, while in character traits maybe it's our compassion and being capable of things. By that, you will immediately know the importance of family tree. Now, let's proceed to the importance of evolution. So, what is evolution? Evolution is change in the heritable characteristics of biological populations over successive generations. Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution is my favorite science quote, as it sums up perfectly how important evolution is to our understanding of biology. This is quite interesting that people descended from ape-like predecessors through a long process of transformation known as human evolution. And here are the importance of evolution. First is the process of natural selection. These advantageous traits become more common in the population. Through this process of natural selection, favorable traits are transmitted through generations. Next is the tree-like pattern relationship among species that reflects how species or other groups evolved from a series of common ancestors. These species are therefore placed further apart in a family tree. Species that are placed on different branches of our family tree are ones that have evolved in different ways and possess different sets of derived features. In trees, two species are more related if they have a less recent common ancestor. So I hope I've explained to you properly and clearly the importance of the family tree and how it correlates to evolution. I hope you have learned something from this video because it's my pleasure to share my ideas and thoughts to every one of you. Thanks for watching and I hope you had a great time.